reason was, you know, when you go to an orientation building and when you got an orientation, you go to a cell. It's available with your white, right? So me and my cell, we were in the orientation building. There's only 2 white cells open. One in building 3 right there and one in building 5 with the dude who has the keys to the yard. Well, I wanted to stay in building 3. I knew a guy there, Tom from SGV. I just wanted to stay there. And my cellie, he wanted to go to 5. So we worked it out amongst us. But the dude who had the keys to building 5 came over and said, no, I want Splinter for my cellie. And that other guy could stay in 3. And we said, dude, we have it worked out. I said, no, I'm staying in 3, dude. I got it worked out. I'm going to stay with Smiley. He got all pissed off. He got offended that we worked it out without him. You know, maybe I didn't want to go to his cell or whatever. So, yeah, he got off the wrong foot. And him and I had big-time issues. Then he had the keys who tried to, you know, use his power against me. So in that situation, fuck him. I don't respect him for shit, bro. You know?
It sounds like he's a fucking lame, man, because, you know, to me, I decide who I want to live with.
Yeah.
And, you know, usually when you come out of Fish Row, like I did orientation on A yard when I was there. And then I shot over to B yard and I had some homeboys there and guys who knew me and shit from years. You know, I've been down for a while then, about 15, 16 years. And so I decided, you know, but they just put you in a cell and then you figure out who you want to live with. And then you jockey around to arrange it. No fucking shot caller tells you who to live with or, hey, you're going to live with. You know, fuck that.
Yeah. And you know why he wanted me for cellie? Because my cellie had long hair. And he goes, I don't want the dude with the long hair in my cell. I want the other guy, Splinter, with the one with the tattoos. We said, we got this, stud. We don't need you, homeboy. And he got mad. But I have a question for you, brother. Did that 38 years go fast? In hindsight, looking back on it?
You know, when I was using, it went fast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I used a lot of dope in prison. I used to snort crank and smoke weed and drink. You know, weed, whites, and wine, right? When I was using it, went fast. I quit using right there at Corcoran. In 1997, I flushed a 1/4 ounce of speed. And then when I went to Lancaster in 98, I quit using altogether. And so really, my first 19 years, I used all the way through. I mean, I had friends that, you know, at one time we were getting an ounce of speed every Wednesday and a 1/4 ounce of weed, me and my partner, for 2.5 years. And it went by like that, man. I mean, you know, it was, we had family visits. That time went by really easy. But when I quit using, time went pretty slow, really.
I bet your last year a drug, huh? Wow.
You know, last year? Seems like the closer I got to the end of my term, I didn't know it was going to be the end of my term, but it seemed like every year I did got longer and longer and longer. You know, really. But the first, you know, 19, 20 years went pretty fast. But, you know, I was in an altered state of reality. You know, I was using drugs and drinking, you know.
Yeah.
So
I never did more than 30 months at a time.
Yeah.
But I would just be out for a couple months and go right back in like the revolving door. And when I was out, I was absconding. So I wasn't enjoying myself. I wasn't getting a job and collecting possessions and living life. I was out running from the cops. So.
Hey, so like when you were in the pen, where you were around lifers, right?
Yeah.
Occasionally. So how was that for you to be around a guy who, in a lot of cases, like in my case, you know, my mentality was, hey, you know, fuck, I'm never getting out. So I'm sure you lived around guys like that. What was that like for you?
I never really treat him different. To me, they're just another guy. One time that shocked me when I was at Corcoran, I was walking laps with a guy from IE. He was younger. And I liked him because we were about the same size. And I would look at him thinking, am I bigger than him? I would do a couple of push-ups and stand next to him. Are my arms bigger than his? You know, I'd like to compare. They're a similar size. And we're walking laps. I was like, shit, I'm getting out in a couple months. Homeboy, how about you? He's like, I'm a lifer. I was like, what? Fuck, dude, you're young, homie. He's like, I got struck out. I was like, damn. So that tripped me out, that dude. And then when I was in Soledad, I had a guy named a Headhunter. He was a lifer from Bakersfield. And you know a saltwater lighter, how loud they can be? Yeah. I didn't realize how loud a saltwater lighter can be until I used it like at 3 a.m. I was tweaking the Soledad. The Headhunter, he's a lifer, like in his 70s, with sleep. I went to go light a joint, a saltwater lighter. He jumped up. He's like 70, 75 years old. He goes, you think I'm a punk motherfucker that's sling him? You woke me up. Like, whoa, I'm sorry, dude. So that dude, he was a lifer. I made sure to give him respect, man, at all times. He demanded it. But he was the old school dude. But as far as lifers, I would kick it with them. I couldn't even really tell if they're a lifer, and I just give them their respect.
I mean, did it ever really set into you like, wow, you know, like these dudes are doing forever, you know?
I guess it really, sometimes it did. Not really. I didn't really think like that because they didn't really think like that. You know, they had cool attitudes about it.
Yeah.
When I was in the hole at Kern Valley, when I came down from Arizona, they lost my C file. So they put me in the hole of Kern Valley, level 4, 180. And there's only 2 dudes from P9 back there. And we got a yard. They want to do 188, super burpee, super crunch, super squat. And I'm dying a slow death. Dude, like, hold on. They're like, how long you been down, brother? I'm like, about 2.5 years. You should be prepared for this then. You're in the hole, motherfucker. So they kicked my ass. But the dude that was next to me was a Southsider. He got his 3rd strike for shooting a dog. And he talked to me in the vent. He was like, dude, do you think I'm ever going to get out, man? I really want to get out. It's like, I just shot it was an accident too. I accidentally shot some dog, but he was got struck out. So he used to talk to me in the vent. I'd be like, dude, I know you're getting out, brother. Don't even chip for sure, you know? So that used to dawn on me like, man, poor dude.
He's probably out now. Most of them 3 strikers are out, you know, unless they got serious case, you know. You know, for us, guys that had murders and stuff, like, man, you know, be like, I'm a lifer, you know, I said, hey, dude, you ain't a lifer, you're a 3 striker, you know? You know, yeah, I remember this one dude in Corcoran, man, Wessels. He was from Oxnard or Ventura area, you know, Southsider. He's older, man. He's my age, you know. He goes, hey, Smiley, my brother's in Pelican Bay. He got 25 to life for murder. I think his brother was hooked up, you know, with the fellas, you know. He goes, man, I got 125 years to life for robberies. He goes, my brother got 25 years for a murder. You know, I was like, fuck, bro. That was, you know, I was pretty good with him because he used to tattoo and I was tattooing at the time, you know. Yeah, so that 3 strikes was a bitch for a lot of guys, man.
Yeah, they abused that law. They really abused it.
Yeah, they really did.
That 3rd strike was supposed to be a violent felony only.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I had a little homeboy named Shorty. He was in Soledad Central. And, you know, he stole like 3 pairs of Levi's and they struck him out. And he was a really nice guy. He was a little tiny guy. Mm-hmm. And while he was in prison, he got a tumor up inside his head, you know, and that's the last time I saw him. You know, they were taking these tumors out of his face. And, yeah, it really kind of made me feel bad, you know, for him because he was a nice guy. He was just a dope fiend, you know, boosting stuff and, you know.
Yeah.
You use drugs pretty much your whole time in and out of prison.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just now experiencing sobriety. I feel like I have Peter Pan syndrome. Like I don't really know how to grow up. I'm still living that teenage life, man. I'm just playing guitar all day, smoking pot. Like work? What do you mean, bills? So I'm trying to get the hang of life, and I'm just now, you know, trying to get sober at this day and age. But prior to this, yes, in prison, always used, had problems with dope debt. My father passed away from mesothelioma, asbestos cancer. Oh, so really? I would always get asbestos settlements. I would get checks come through legal mail. So I was financially, I always had a little something.
Well, that sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. That was in 2002. And so I would always, I always had a little something. But I still got in debt. Whatever I had was never enough, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know how that works.
Yes. So I had my problems, and I would get out and use, and I'd go right back, and yeah.
So, you're clean now?
Clean now, except for methadone. I just quit smoking weed. It's been a bear, man. This last week I quit. So I'm going to go to school at the end of the month to get my CDL. Then we'll go to truck driving school.
Oh, you start driving trucks?
Yes. But no, I'm not going to drive no 18-wheeler because maybe it's the wrong career for me because I'm kind of scared of those. So I don't know why I'm getting this license, but I figure I could drive a tow truck or maybe a water truck or a concrete truck.
Oh, you can drive a propane tank, you know, truck or, you know what, septic tank truck, stuff like that. Yeah.
I'll deliver pillows, puppies, or parrots. Someone's not going to get me hurt. But no, so I'm going to go to school for that, and they're going to drug test me. So I'm going to have to quit smoke this weed, man. It's been tough. Not smoking this damn weed this last week's been really rough on me.
Yeah, well, you know.
Got to do it.
That's the mentality, right? I mean, I try to tell people, hey, you know, you just got to do it. You got to have the mindset that this is what I'm going to do, and this is why I'm going to do it, you know?
Yeah.
And do it. You got a support system behind you?
Yeah, I do. the bad thing is you always want to say tomorrow. Well, just what tomorrow for sure. Let me just do one last, joint today or whatever, tomorrow for sure. And I'll even mark it on the calendar. If you look at my calendar, you'll see a bunch of W's crossed out for weed. I'll be like a W and I'll cross it out. This day for sure. It's never this day. It's always tomorrow. Yeah. But I managed to do it this week. So I'm absolutely out of time. I know they want to drug test me. I don't have I took it all the way to the final minute to where I think I can get away with it, the detox. So.
Well, yeah. They say, the program, they say, hey, one day at a time, brother. So.
One day at a time.
Hey, so I want to ask you, we talked about shot callers and all that, and I saw your video you did about your friend Nick. You got a letter from Nick, and I'm from San Diego, and there's a guy, man, Mr. West. I call him Wes Squatson, Yeah. My homeboys don't know where he's at. He claims to be from San Diego, Oceanside, which is North County. I used to clown my homeboys. I said, oh, you're from Orange County. Man, fuck you. I'm from North County, But, they just don't seem to be able to locate that guy. They don't like him a whole lot. And, that was the video that really got me of yours. My wife says, hey, look at this video, and, my wife peruses all the other channels and she caught that video and I watched it. And, I just want to give you props for putting that out there, man. I like how you did that. You had a letter from homeboy. And what do you think about old boy, claiming to be a shot caller and all that shit?
Yeah, he's crazy. I think he's way out of line. And he says he deflates himself like he's a big bad dude and he's doing all this kind of shit in prison. He wasn't. And how he talks shit about people doing drugs. He didn't treat people like that in there who want drugs. Yeah. He wasn't running nothing.
No, he wasn't running nothing. And, if a guy was in there claiming to be a shot caller, if a guy tried to be a shot caller and he tried to do it like that, I mean, come on, what would happen to him?
Oh, yeah. He would get got real quick. If he came in all loud and tough and buff, I guarantee he was a humble, meat kickback dude in there. I guarantee it. Probably a stress case. Dude, you think I'm going to get ridden up, man? I don't know, man. That's 602, that 115, brother. He looks like a stress case to me, man. I guarantee you.
I bet you that guy sweated every single day whether or not he was going to get in trouble and lose some good time.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, any of the level 4s or level 3s I was in, even towards the end of my term, if anyone came in there and tried to act like a shot caller like someone would have stuck a knife in their fucking neck.
Yeah.
Or
someone all big. Came in there all big and buff like that and act like he was some bad motherfucker because he had all those muscles. They would humble him, dude. He would get humbled.
Yeah, muscles don't mean shit, right?
No, I don't impress nobody in there, dude.
Yeah, I'm 6'4", and I used to drive iron. I had a 500-pound bench press at one time. But when I first went to the pen, I seen little bitty guys kill big guys, for being out of line. They might not have went up to their face and did it, but they did kill them. And so I always respected people, no matter how big or small or, how influential or how nonchalant, regular kind of guy. I gave everybody their due respect, and, somebody like that, man, nobody acted like that in there.
Nobody acted like that. No way.
Anybody came on the yard acting like that, bro, they would have got hurt.
Yeah. And then I don't watch none of his stuff, but I caught one time in the very beginning to Serpent Channels, and he said that he always had 200 soups under his bed, and 5 jars of coffee at all times, and all this stuff. No one stays stacked like that. And he tried to say if anybody didn't have that shit, they're just some weak, dope fiend motherfucker. You might have a couple soups, but no one sits that fat under their fucking bed.
Yeah, that's like 10 cases of soup, bro. Nobody had, I used to see the Asian guys go there and get 10, 20 cases, but, they throw big spreads with their homies,
Yeah. No, he made it sound like that was just a stash that he had at all times he wouldn't touch for lockdown. Right.
I do. If you're living beyond your means in prison, the cops will take your stuff.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what I hated about Corcoran, man. When you go to store, they would make you go back to your cell. You couldn't be on the yard with your store.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah. It made it rough for you to go around and pay your debts and shit.
Yeah, they did. Corcoran had some funny rules like that, but yeah, I did like Corcoran. Hey, how about that story old boy told where he said he ran out of the visiting room with the drugs? Remember that? You ever hear that story? Wes Watson told a story about having drugs and running out of the visiting room with them.
Never heard that story. You can't do that.
Somebody did that.
Oh, right? God, hell no.
Come on, bro. Tell us, what happens at the end of your visit? How do you get out of the visiting room and go back to your cell?
Work change. Strip out, buddy. Strip all the way out, a work change.
Yeah, well, in Corcoran and most of the pins I've been at, like level 3s, you strip out right there in the visiting room.
Well, I've never, ever had not one visit in prison, so I don't know.
You do not leave that. You're not going to leave the visiting room.
No.
Pointing out. The doors are not open. They got to open them with a key.
No.
He said this dude ran out of the visiting room with the drugs back to his cell.
Yeah. I call bullshit on that one.
Yeah, I mean, when you leave a visit, bro, you got 2 doors that have to be keyed, and you don't get through those doors until after you strip butt naked and they search you.
Yeah.
Real good. Off, all that, right?
Right.
So this, people that watch that guy, they're being misled because the guy's a fucking phony and a fraud and a piece of shit.
Really is.
I don't say that about a whole lot of people, but that guy's a straight piece of shit.
Yeah.
Now
he ran his mouth on my homeboy who's still in there.
Yeah, he got your homeboy some time. Now that guy Nick, that's your homeboy.
Real good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And, I love telling these prison stories, and I got a couple about a dude, real good friend of mine from Purdue, San Bernardino, man. I would love to tell these stories, but I can't because he's still in there. I just refuse to tell stories about a dude who's still in there, man, So he's talking about my homeboy Nick having this tomahawk and shit. Stupid, man.
Yeah, I don't really watch Wes Watson, Squatson's videos, but when you told that story, man, I was just like, man, that's fucked up. He could have told that story without saying the guy's name.
Yeah, or maybe just his first name. He didn't have to say last, Mick Brimage.
He didn't even have to say his name.
Yeah.
He did not have to say his name, period, bro.
Exactly. So she's, man, crazy.
I mean, I know stories about, guys getting murdered and how it went down, how they snuck the piece out this way and that way and set the guy up and schooled the guy how to do it and all this shit. But I don't tell them stories.
No,
when I tell stories about people, I don't say their names. I don't say the names of gangs or clubs or any of that shit because there's no reason to.
Yep.
Giving up
some
games,
can't
bro.
Tell, man. Yeah, everything is not for everybody.
No, and it's not right to give that shit up, man. I mean, them guys are still in there. And there's another guy that give up some game, like he had all this stuff laid out, how they smuggle stuff, and he's in another state now. It's another channel. And I was like, man, I told somebody that guy's a rat. He says, well, he's just giving up stuff they already know. I said, I don't give a fuck. You're not supposed to say it.
Yeah, nothing,
how
man.
Stuff is smuggled in, where you keep it, all that stuff. You don't say that shit on video.
Nope, don't, man.
It's not right, man. There's still guys in there who have to live in there, and they're still trying. Now, hey, bro, when you're in prison, man, the state strips you down to nothing, right?
Yes.
And unless you got a family sending you a bunch of money, which most guys don't, you're always looking for a way to come up, right?
Yes.
I mean, why? Why are you always looking to come up?
That's a good question. I guess you don't want to do without.
Nobody likes doing without. Bro, they starve us in there. They feed
They do starve us.
They don't give you yard clothes to wear, like shorts and shirts and socks and tennis shoes. They don't give you that shit. You got to find a way to, if you don't have a family to send it to you, you got to find a way to get it, right?
Yeah, right.
everything, people want to be comfortable. I don't care if it's out here in the world or in prison, right? So, you know, it's not right to give that game up, man.
No.
You know, there's still guys in there trying to live in there, man. And, you know, the fucking scumbags that do that shit, man. Yeah, they're going to get theirs.
Yeah, they will, man. Definitely.
Yeah. So, hey, brother, you know, before we wrap this up, man, I want to say, you know, it's been a pleasure talking to you and finally getting to meet you over the internet.
Likewise,
once I get to travel, you know, I'm going to go down south. Maybe I'll hit I-5. I can stop by and see you. But
I'd love that, man. I'd love that.
Yeah. I want to ask you.
I'm down to do the Saturday thing you were talking about, too. That sounds awesome, brother.
Yeah, it'd be cool. We want to kind of change things up a little bit and have some guests, you know, lives with other guests, you know. So I want to ask you, you know, before we close out, you got anything you want to say to folks out there about, you know, life of crime, prison, drugs, anything, any positive? I want to say I'm proud of you, man, for getting your shit together and
thank you.
Prison, man. I really, you know, that's good shit, man. Cleaning up and trying to get that license, you know, to drive truck. I just want to say, man, congratulations to you for that, man. You know,
I do want to shout one person out. I want to shout Captain out, our mutual friend Captain.
That's right.
In the Philippines, he got me this shirt. He sent me some shoes. I said in one of my videos how I love red shoes. He sent me some red shoes. That was pretty cool. So shout out to you, Captain.
Yeah,
he kind of.
Captain. He's in Thailand.
Oh yeah, I always say the Philippines. I don't know why you say that. Sorry, man. Thailand, right?
Yeah,
and he kind of hooked this interview up. He was like calling me. He was, you know, hey, you can talk to Mitch. So shout out to you, Captain. And as far as crime, just don't do it. And you youngsters, don't be tattooing your face and shit up, man. I got the stuff in my face, the neck. I wish I didn't have it. So kick back on the tats. And be careful of these crimes. You can do something stupid. Next thing you know 10 with 80 for something stupid. If you go commit a felony just with a gun in your pocket, you can get 10 with 80, not even realize it. So be careful of these crimes, dude. Some of them pack a punch, and you don't even realize it.
Yeah. And, you know, I always say, man, you know, if you got a friend who's encouraging you to, you know, use drugs for the first time or carry a gun or go do a crime, chances are, you know, he's not really your friend. He's just looking for a co-defendant, you know?
Yeah. Nope, don't do that. Get you a guitar and just play guitar. Kick those prints to the curb.
That's right.
Watch our intentions, man. Just learn from Uncle Mitch.
Yeah, that's right, brother.
God bless you and your wife. She's really cool, too. And I heard her voice for a long time. And one day she was like on the camera. It's like she was going to come into view. I'm like, do it. Because I was so curious what she looked like. And then finally there was her face. I was like, oh, all right.
That's
you get curious about people. Like, what does that person look like? So, right on.
Yeah,
she's really cool.
She did an interview, too, with Louis Max. You know, that was kind of neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool that she does your tech and stuff for you. You guys make a good team, man.
Oh, yeah.
God bless you guys. Thank you very much for having me on. And we'll do it again, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.